Might be a little more difficult than anticipated. Throttle open. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how excited I am right now. This thing just started up for the first time. What's up YouTube? It's Mini Mental Fab, and today we are going to be working on the Ninja 500 some more. We got a lot of big things for this, so hopefully we're going to be able to get this thing to run today. Keep our fingers crossed, because it's been a long time I've been waiting for this, so let's see if we can get it. We got a couple new things for this. We got a throttle cable and throttle here. We got a carb boot, and we got a humongous 44 millimeter Kenan, or no, 40 millimeter Kenan carburetor, genuine Kenan carburetor. This thing is beautiful. That's the size of my hand, literally. It's so big. So hopefully this will allow our bike to run today. So first thing we're going to do is open up this boot here and see if we can get it to fit our carburetor. It's really cold out today and it's super humid, so we are going to use the heat gun to warm it up so we can try to stretch it over a little easier. Because when the rubber's cold, it doesn't like to stretch. But if you warm it up, it stretches much easier, and then it'll hopefully go right onto the carb, no problems. It's gonna be a little bit of a stretch here. I think we can get it. Just gotta kind of work it around. This is one of the biggest ones I could find too. That was like for this style carb. So I kind of have to make this work. Couldn't find a bigger one. Oh, so close. And we're getting it. Let's go. And it's on. Just like that. Beautiful. I ain't gonna lie, that took it out of me. That was a lot of strength and a lot of work. I might have made it look easy, but it was not easy. Next up, I'm gonna trim some of these hoses shorter because we don't need them this long. So, trim the excess off. That's better. Yeah. So now, we'll install our throttle cable. Twist this off, take our slide out. There's our spring and our slide. Thing is beautiful. Throttle cable goes in down there. So, that's for the spring, I assume. Or no, that goes over the throttle cable. So you put this in first and feed this through the rubber boot here. That keeps your thing sealed. And you want to adjust your throttle so that way you have all the slack you can have, because that way you can adjust it later once it's actually in to tension it up right. So I'm going to thread this all the way in like that. Thread this guy in too. Just so we have the most cable sticking out down here that we can. See how much more we just got? We just got like a good ½ inch. So now this goes on first. Feed your cable through. And that goes on around the bottom of the spring. That plastic thing goes on like that. Then comes the hard part. You need on those pliers. Makes this a lot easier. And you can come in here, go like this. And you try to fish it in here. Like that. There we go. And that white thing, I believe, is supposed to go down the cable slide, like where your cable goes in. Like that. Just like that there. See that in that groove there? And your spring goes down on top. There we go, there's your slide. Beautiful. You drop it back in, like so. Throw our cap back on. And now, you can tension your cable. That feels pretty good. A little bit of free play on it. Not much. You want a little bit so that way when you turn the bars back and forth, it doesn't seize up, and open your throttle more or close it, like, and then you'll be revving when you turn, and you don't want that because then you can crash. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but full throttle, nice and snappy. It's beautiful. Let's put this on the bike. Then you want to put it on. Nice and tighten down. So now you got the carburetor on. That thing looks awesome. Custom intake. Now we just gotta hook up a fuel system. We can see if it'll start up. I don't know what size jets are in this thing, so I don't know if it'll start, but hopefully it'll at least like do something. All right, so my coworker was really nice, and he gave me this temporary fuel tank to make sure like things work, so you can like tune them and stuff. So I hooked that up. So I'm gonna fill this up with some gas, and then we'll see what this thing does. If it does anything, hopefully something. That would be awesome. All right, so I just turned the lever. There's gas going in. This is like the moment of truth here. Will it do something? Let's get our key. And our key on. Flip our switch. Let's choke it. That's cold. Spray a little starting fluid down it maybe. Oh boy. Do something. All right, so I couldn't get the start. So I'm thinking, I don't know, something's up with timing maybe, or the valves. Maybe I didn't adjust them right. So I'm gonna try adjusting these again and see what happens. Cause there could be something wrong with that. All right, so I think I finally got the motor in top dead center for cylinder 1. Because look, piston's at the top. See it in there? It's at the top. And it says 1T right in here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. It's like a T there. See it? And that line is lined up right there. It's lined up with the groove right there. So I think we're in top dead center. But this valve is completely tight. Can't move it at all. This valve, also completely tight. So I'm gonna do clearance on these 2 valves. I'm gonna turn it over again and watch this one and wait for this one to get in top dead center. And look for the T, I guess, again. I don't know. We gotta try to figure out how we get the other one top dead center then. But we'll go from here. And I'm setting the intake to 7 thousandths. And then the exhaust to 9. All right, so I just readjusted the valves. And hopefully now it'll start. I also put the old CDI box on. The original one, because the other one I had is actually from a 2003 bike, so the spark timing might be different. That might be why it wasn't sparking too. And I checked our spark plugs, and we do have spark with the old TDI, so we'll try this, and hopefully we get something. All right, so we're back today, and I'm working on the 500 a little more, and I was like thinking, talking to my coworkers at work, because a lot of them own street bikes and motorcycles, and they've all had a lot of experience with like working on engines and stuff like that throughout their lives. So I was asking them questions, and they think either timing is off or the flywheel having the broken magnet is what's stopping this thing from running. So I was like, all right, let me check timing again and the valves and everything. So I was watching some videos and doing some research and reading forums and stuff today. Found an owner's manual online, and it has a diagram on how timing should be set up. So if you look here, that is on C, right? Okay, lined up with that little like cutout there in the threads. That means it's on top dead center for the second piston over here. This is piston 2, this is piston 1. So when it's on top dead center like this, it said the dot should be straight up and down, and the intake over here should be lined up parallel with the head there. Let's see here. Like that. And then the exhaust one should be the same way, except on this side should be the exhaust lined up parallel with the head. And then the dot straight up and down over here, which I'm looking here, and this dot is not straight up and down. It is 1 tooth off. So I think my timing is off. So I'm going to take off this cover here, loosen the tensioner, and take this cam out and try to turn it 1 tooth and put it back in, and then we will see if this thing will fire up, because it is not in time. It definitely is 1 tooth off, 100%. There's no way, because like the intake, you can see the full line there. On the exhaust side, you can't. It is not possible to see it. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. I don't know if I'll be able to. But that exhaust mark right there, the dash is like down in there, like below the line, so the level of the head. It's supposed to be level with this head. Like it should be parallel like this, and it's not. And if you look at the tooth there, does that look straight up and down to you? It doesn't to me. All right, so we're making progress. I got the timing chain tensioners out, that one and that one. All of these cam lobe caps, I guess, like camshaft caps, I don't know. Yeah, got all that off of that cam. I have to remove these oil lines here, these 2 oil lines, in order to rotate the cams, and I might have to take this cam loose too. But I know there's supposed to be 24 teeth in between dot to dot, so we'll have to count them out afterwards and make sure that's good. And we gotta rotate that one up more because it's not right. And I could tell because when I loosened these caps up, this one was still tight. All of them are supposed to be loose in this position. See how it's got a little bit of play there? More play. Play. No play because it's not timed right. Got the oil lines out. So now our cam is loose. So I'm gonna try to rotate this thing and see what happens. Because you just pick it up now, so that's good. So I'm gonna try to rotate some teeth. Might be a little more difficult than anticipated. Oh, like that. There we go. Pop it up. Now rotate it. Put it back in. That was way too far. Still way too far. I think he did. I think they put it in the wrong one. I think they unbolted this and threaded it. Or wait. This is exhaust. That's not right. Finally think I got the motor in time. I got the intake lined up here, the little mark for the IN, parallel with the head, and the dots going up. And then on the exhaust side here, the exhaust mark is lined up with the head there.
It's glaring.
I know, it's hard to see with this flashlight. It's so bright.
Take the light back. That dot right up there.
And that line right there.
Yes.
So they're lined up. And then if you count the teeth in between them on the chain, there's 24 links in between the two dots, which is what's supposed to be. So I think we finally are good. So I'm gonna start reassembling it now, and we're gonna have to set the valves again on these two sides, on both cylinders on our exhaust side. But that's all right. So first, there's a certain order you have to tighten these down in. It said you do B, C, D.
But you took the valves completely off.
No, I just loosened them completely up. A. So these are the bolts here. And
I see.
This goes up here on top, like that.
I see what you did now. Just blind for a moment.
It happens. So there is a torque spec for these. It's 78 inch-pounds. So we're gonna torque these down. We don't want these to come loose again. We don't want to jump time or something. Hopefully this thing will start up after this, because I'm tired of working on this thing.
Go ahead.
So now we're torquing it down, slowly jumping around in the torque pattern, working our way up. We're not just going straight to the full torque.
Starting with 40 inch.
Started with 40 and working our way up to around 75 to 100 inch-pounds. All right, so we got everything tightened down. We got the camshaft all back in. We got the valve, the chain tensioners on, and everything like that. Timing chains are nice and tight now. I just spun the motor over. It does spin over still. It spins over nicely, actually. So I think we're looking good. We're about to run out and get a compression tester so we can check compression on this thing, because we still don't know if it has good compression or not. And if it doesn't have good compression, then...
Yeah, it either does have compression or it doesn't.
Yeah.
It kind of has compression. We don't know how much.
Yeah, so hopefully enough to run. And then hopefully it's just like some stuck rings or something, and as it runs, it'll break free and get more compression. So we'll see, but we're making a lot of progress now. So I'm just gonna finish adjusting the valves. I'm currently adjusting this first exhaust valve, and I have to do the other exhaust valve. And then we're gonna head out and get the compression tester. We got it back together. It's all in time. Everything's put back. And I picked up the compression tester. So we're gonna check compression now on this thing, see what we get. So first, you thread this down into the spark plug. Hole, like that.
It's just a quick connect.
Get this. And it's just like an air hose. Put that on, like that.
And then
Crank it.
you might need this other spark plug. You might need the other spark plug in.
I don't know. It's not moving at all.
Whoa!
That's a good sign.
Tap her again.
We just got everything done, so we're gonna try to start it up. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't put your fingers there, just in case.
Spicy. Alright.
Yeah.
We gotta fix that or else it's not gonna go fast. I don't know what that means when it does that, but... Just angry. You can charge the thing up already, see it's about to die. Oh, freaking hate when it does. Why? Because it starts to charge. That's why. Alright, so I returned that other compression tester I had and I got a new one. Different one this time. This one actually works. So let's see here. Let me figure out where I can put you to get a good shot of this. We throttle open. This battery is not big enough for this motor. We need to get a bigger battery. This is not the right battery for it. It wears down and dies so fast and doesn't have enough output. But with this jump pack on here, this helps. Make it spin nice and fast like it's supposed to. Just gotta finagle it on here. Big pain. All right, throttle open. Up to 90. Oh, this thing's grounding on this. Uh-oh, we don't want that. It's sparking on this. Whoops, that's not good. All right, let's not do that again. Looks like 90 is the highest it's gonna get. So it's at like 92 maybe PSI. That's not bad. I mean, like, it's pretty bad, but like, it might be enough to run. It should be enough to run. Let's check the other cylinder. That's on. Throttle open. definitely has got some low PSI. This one's only at 60. That's low. So I'm gonna try putting a little bit of oil down the cylinder here and see if that bumps our compression up then. Because if it does, that means our rings are either stuck or they're bad. That could be why this thing won't run. We'll put a little bit of WD-40 in there, and then we'll also do a little bit of oil then, too. All right, like that. Some WD-40. WD-40 will hopefully help loosen up the rings if they're a little stuck. And then we'll add a touch of this motor oil here. Come on, funnel. Just a smidgen down to the cylinder there. Just to help seal it up if there's the rings are stuck. This will tell us whether they are or not. Because if it bumps up a bunch, that means it's sealed and we know it's the rings. If it doesn't, that means it's the valves and something's wrong with our valves. Throttle open. Oh yeah, definitely the rings. Look at that, 108, almost 180, 50, 60, 70, 175 PSI now. Yeah, so our rings are definitely stuck or shot, one of the two. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'm gonna try this on the cylinder 1 too here as well. See if it does anything to that cylinder. Maybe this will jump up above 90. Throttle open. Yeah, definitely rings. Up to 170 now with some oil in there. Yeah. But now there's oil in there and I'm gonna put the spark plugs back in. Well, I'm gonna turn it over, I guess, a little bit with the WD-40 like this, with them out, just to like lubricate things good. And then we'll put some gas to the carb and some starter fluid and maybe try to see if it'll start up again. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how excited I am right now. This thing just started up for the first time in like 6 months of me owning it, and who knows how long it was sitting before that. Let me show you. All right. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. This thing, I've been waiting for this thing for like 6 months. I've been working on this thing. And it has not started, and today it has awoken. And it runs. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is going to be insane. I did not think this thing was going to run. I thought I'd have to take the whole thing apart, rebuild it. I came out today and I was like, you know what? We charged the battery up all night last night. It'll be able to crank good. Let's just try it. Maybe it'll start. Sitting here cranking. It's sputtering. I'm like, oh, it wants to wake up. Kept going, sprayed some starting fluid in there. Kept going. And all of a sudden, boom, awake it went. It was so loud. My eardrums are like destroyed right now. So I'm probably yelling. But that was, I'm so happy. It even idles. with the single carb. It needs some tuning, severe tuning. It doesn't rev out right, and it has rev hanging things. It needs some tuning. It needs a filter. I'll have to order the filter now. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This thing is insane. It's going to be an absolute beast on this bike. It's going to be nuts. It's so loud. All right, well, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We finally got this thing to run. It took a long time, but it was worth the wait. Now we're gonna start disassembling it in the next video, cutting it to pieces, taking the motor out, the wiring harness, everything, to get it ready to swap into this frame here and make an absolute beast of a bike. So stay tuned for that. This thing has come a long way. All it needs now is an air filter, the vent breathers, and the clutch. It needs a new clutch because the clutch are stuck. I might be able to take them apart and unfree them up, but I'm probably just gonna get new ones. And it needs an oil change because the oil is nasty already. Because the oil that was in here before was really bad. And the cooling fan, we can't get the cooling fan to come on. I don't know why. The thermostat works and everything. It all comes on, like it tells you how hot it's getting, but the cooling fan won't turn on. We put coolant in it. It's all hooked up and everything. And the cooling fan just will not turn on. So we're going to have to hook up like our own little wiring harness for that, basically, with a little like on and off switch, just so that way when you see it getting hot, like close to the red, you turn it on and cool it down, and then you're good. And then once it's cool, you turn it off and just do it manually. It's not the end of the world. But ride safe, everyone, and see you in the next one.